Hey guys, want to just throw this video out there. I have some changes I'm going to be doing with chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's almost more of a cosmetic thing, not anything else. This is why I haven't made any PDFs, because my brain kind of functions this way where I start looking at things and all of a sudden I realize, you know what, it'd probably be better if I added this stuff here. So I'm going to give you a glimpse of kind of the stuff I'm doing right now, which is why it's going to take me time. I might have to draw it down to one lesson a week rather than two, and I'll show you why. Okay, so basically here you'll see this is the vocabulary I'm working with here. This, and I'm still got more I'm adding onto it. All right, so in this thing you're going to see the vocabulary. This we're going to be able to put once I'm done with all the lessons, but everything's according to what you see. So you got pronouns, you got adverbs, and when you go down, you'll see all the adverbs. You'll see demonstrative pronouns. They'll give you all the demonstrative pronouns, the articles, and then you go down to more of a complex things. You got interrogatives, interjections. Okay, so when it comes to like things like prepositions, right? I'm giving you all the forms here so that you can put L with all the pronoun endings to it, as well as any preposition that has a pronoun that's attached to it that you can use. And then, of course, when we get into adjectives, you're going to be able to have the adjective and all the forms that are used, the feminine, plural masculine, and plural feminine, so that basically when you're learning the lessons, you get every form. And this is something that's difficult because a lot of times when you actually learn Hebrew from different lessons and stuff that are out there, they don't give you this kind of stuff, okay? They give you lessons where they teach you things, they give you some words, they give you some vocabulary that they give at the end, but they don't just give you all the forms, they give you only what the lesson's about and what they want to teach you. I'm giving you everything so you can actually create sentences on your own once you get this vocabulary in your head. And like for the adjectives, let me give you an example of this here, right? This is what I'm doing. I'm doing everything based upon conceptualization, right? So the first word here is ayef, tired, right? But the next word is chaya, lively. So I'm giving the opposites of every adjective so that you can immediately go and learn the actual adjective and you can learn the opposite of it real quickly. And that's what I'm going through with all of these adjectives that I'm doing here. And you can see there's just a list of these things. And so this is just taking me time getting this all in the database. Nouns, I'm doing it based upon classification. So at the end, when you want to look at a glossary of nouns, you're not looking at just a hodgepodge of words like here. Like if I was going to dictionary and look at stuff, I'm just going through a hodgepodge of words, right? That's just randomly in alphabetical order. There's no organization to it. So if I wanted to know what's the word for plate, you'd have to go through the whole book just to find the word plate, right? Same thing is with a lot of these books, right? That's not how I'm doing it. I'm doing it so that if you go here and you see a noun that says furniture, this is going to give you a list of all the furniture items that are you can use underneath the furniture, and it'll give you the noun, it'll give you the pluralization of that noun, it'll give you the gender of that noun, right? And then, of course, you'll be able to see in the smichut form for the singular and the smichut form for the plural. Smichut just means the noun construct form, okay? And that's what I'm doing for all of the nouns here. So every noun is going to be classified in its own thing so that you can actually go through and learn like you would if you were trying to just focus on a topic. You know, what's a tree trunk, or what's a branch, what's a leaf, you know, all these things I'm putting in here so that you can actually learn from that perspective so that you can gain all this vocabulary real quickly as you go through it. And of course the verbs, same thing here. Whenever you're dealing with verbs, you're going to be dealing with verbs based upon, is it the first aleph, is it a whole verb, is it a guttural verb at the front, is it a first yud weak verb, okay? And another thing I'm doing, which is going to take me a lot of time to do, this one, is nation, nationality, and language. So in this one, what you'll see is, you'll see here, here's the nation, Israel. Here's the nationality, this for masculine, for feminine, so Israeli, Israelite. And then what's the language? Ivrit, Hebrew. So then you can utilize this when you want to talk about a country or you want to talk about a person that's from that country, what's their nationality. This is going to take me a lot of time. I got to get another book to get these out. I might make this kind of like the last of all the things that I do because it's so time consuming. But I want you to see just how massive of a project this is becoming. I mean, right now I have, let's see here, That's just 12 pages of vocabulary, and I've just barely begun, all right? So I want you to see that I'm working on, right now I'm working on chapter 5, so you can see here's chapter 5 here, and just going through it, making lessons here so that you can take everything you learned from chapter 4 and chapter 2 and chapter 3 and chapter 1 and throw it into chapter 5 so that you can keep building your vocabulary. So what I did here, one of the changes, which I'll show you here, is the front. Okay, so in the front, what you're going to see is same vocabulary like I did before. The only difference that I'm doing here is when we get to the nouns or adjectives, I'm making sure that the nouns have the singular form, which you'll see here, and then the actual plural forms, and then the noun construct forms, okay? So that's going to be in there. And words that I feel that are needed more of a definition, so you're going to read it more like a dictionary, I'm going to give you a definition for it, as opposed to a specific word. Some words where I found that it's better if I want to use a single word to describe something, I'm going to use a foreign word that comes from another language that describes the same exact thing. So if you actually typed into Google and looked at the foreign word, you would say, oh, that's what that is. That's what it looks like. Okay, I get that, right? So because sometimes there's English words that just don't really mend well. And so you have to use other words and stuff to play around. So you can see this here. So this is what I'm doing here. So hope you guys enjoy this little glimpse here that I'm giving you guys. And keep learning Hebrew. And I'll make other Hebrew videos as well as Torah topics and stuff. Probably the next video that I'll put out and stuff next. So enjoy, and I'll see you guys around. Bye. Shalom.